Emergency provisions, national, state and financial emergency. The emergency provisions are an important feature of the Constitution of India. These provisions are contained in Part 18, Articles 352 to 360. Emergency provisions are meant to protect the sovereignty, unity, security, and financial stability of the country during abnormal situations. During an emergency, the normal distribution of powers between the centre and the states changes, and the union government becomes stronger. The Constitution provides for three types of emergencies: national emergency, state emergency, President's rule, financial emergency. National emergency, Article 352. A national emergency is declared when the security of India or any part of the country is under serious threat. The provisions relating to national emergency are given under Article 352 of the Constitution of India. A national emergency can be proclaimed in case of war, external aggression, or armed rebellion. The national emergency is declared by the President of India on the written advice of the Union Cabinet. It must be approved by both Houses of Parliament within 1 month. Once approved, it remains in force for 6 months and can be extended further with parliamentary approval. During a national emergency, the powers of the central government increase, and the federal structure becomes unitary in nature. Parliament gets the power to make laws on subjects in the state list, and the executive power of the Union extends to the states. The fundamental rights under Article 19 are automatically suspended, and other fundamental rights may also be suspended under Article 359, except Articles 20 and the 21st. National emergency has been declared in India 3 times, in 1962, 1971, and 1975. While this provision is necessary to protect national unity and security, it must be used carefully, as misuse can seriously affect democracy and individual freedoms. Thus, national emergency is an important constitutional provision meant to deal with extraordinary situations threatening the nation. State emergency President's rule, Article 356. A state emergency, commonly known as President's rule, is imposed when the constitutional machinery of a state fails. The provisions relating to President's rule are given under Article 356 of the Constitution of India. It is declared by the President of India on the report of the Governor of the state or when the President is otherwise satisfied that the state government cannot function according to the Constitution. When President's rule is imposed, the state government is dismissed, and the executive powers of the state are taken over by the President. The Governor administers the state on behalf of the President. The state legislative assembly may be suspended or dissolved, and Parliament makes laws for the state. President's rule must be approved by both Houses of Parliament within 2 months. It remains in force for 6 months at a time and can be extended up to a maximum of 3 years, subject to certain conditions. During this period, the powers of the state legislature are exercised by Parliament. Although President's rule is meant to ensure constitutional governance, it has often been criticized for misuse for political purposes. The Supreme Court has laid down guidelines to prevent its arbitrary use. Thus, state emergency under Article 356 is an important constitutional provision to maintain constitutional order, but it must be used carefully and responsibly. Financial emergency, Article 360. A financial emergency is declared when the financial stability or credit of India or any part of the country is threatened. The provision relating to financial emergency is given under Article 360 of the Constitution of India. It is declared by the President of India if he is satisfied that such a situation exists. Once a financial emergency is proclaimed, the central government gets wide financial powers. The centre can issue directions to state governments regarding financial matters. The salaries and allowances of government servants, including judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, may be reduced. The centre can also control the expenditure of states and require them to follow strict financial discipline. A financial emergency must be approved by both Houses of Parliament within 2 months and continues until it is revoked by the President. Unlike other emergencies, There is no maximum time limit fixed for its duration. So far, financial emergency has never been declared in India. This provision is meant to protect the country from serious financial crises and ensure economic stability. However, since it gives wide powers to the centre, it must be exercised with great care to maintain federal balance and democratic values. Conclusion. In conclusion, the emergency provisions under Part 18 of the Constitution of India are designed to deal with extraordinary situations that threaten the security, constitutional governance, or financial stability of the country. The Constitution provides for three types of emergencies: national emergency, state emergency, president's rule, and financial emergency, each meant for different situations. These provisions give wide powers to the union government and temporarily change the normal federal structure to protect national interests. While emergencies are necessary to maintain unity and stability during crises, they also affect fundamental rights, federal balance, and democratic functioning. Therefore, emergency powers must be used carefully, honestly, and only when absolutely necessary. Judicial review and parliamentary control act as safeguards against misuse. Proper use of emergency provisions strengthens the Constitution, but misuse can harm democracy. Hence, a balance between national security and democratic values is essential.